Coach Roy here. Let's talk about calorie or macro delaying. I have not heard anyone talk about this or call it that, so I'm coining that right now. Calorie macro delaying. So what this is a mix of pre-tracking your food and calorie slash carb cycling, but in a more day-to-day setting without needing to track your calories. And what this aims to do is save most of your carbs and fats for later in the day or for your special event, your party, your gatherings. It's a very simple, straightforward way of eating so that you can still lose weight but enjoy yourself and all of these events and parties that you have. So let's say again you have a dinner, you're going to drink some, maybe eat some good food, spend some time with family, friends, loved one, all of that. And with this approach, all you would simply do is to save your carbs and fats for that meal later on. So what that would actually look like is meal one, maybe you have some lean beef and some grilled veggies, right? And then meal two, you have a big bowl of chicken breast, cauliflower rice, kale, broccoli, all that good stuff to keep you full and satisfied until your dinner. And that's it. Again, super simple, super simple. All we're doing is saving our carbs and fats for that meal. Not too much to think about there. So let's talk about pros and cons. Again, a simple and easy way to plan around social events and parties. No need for weighing or tracking anything, which is absolutely beautiful. And also teaches you the importance of nutritional concepts like food volumes and eating more food for less calories, right? So what you just saw there with the veggies and the lean meats is an example of food volume. So eating more food for less calories. And that's the beautiful thing about lean sources of protein and also vegetables is it fills your stomach up more, right? So something to keep in mind. I also have a list that we'll go over right after this in the next slide, so don't worry about that. Some of the cons is you'll need some basic knowledge of food choices and what to pick. You'll also leave more room for calories that are unaccounted for because we aren't really tracking super strictly. And especially if you don't have a basic knowledge of nutrition, you could be choosing, say your protein sources. Maybe they're not as lean as you think. A prime example of this is ground beef. So a leaner ground beef would be 93.7, but sometimes when you're just at the store, you'll be getting like 80-20. And if you have never looked at that, that's a game changer right there. So what that number represents is the protein to fat ratio of that cut. And that's so important because if you're eating ground beef and you're eating 80-20, really fatty, you get less protein, you get more fat, which means more calories. So it matters. So you need a really basic understanding there. And then lastly, could lead to extreme hunger and overeating if not done well. So again, if you are not practicing food volume, if you are making choices that aren't beneficial to you, you can end up being really hungry, and that could actually lead you to eating a lot more calories at your event, at your party, at your gathering. So just be careful about that. This is a list. You can screenshot this, save this. These are all lean proteins and vegetables.